Welcome to 3D Learning. Animal rights is the topic, and this is video 6. The question is, should there be a set quality of life for our pets? Pedigree is understood to be regular breeding for purity, but that often creates some health issues. The aesthetics means that you breed for specific ideas for one or a few limited people, and those have increased risk of health. And just because an owner is a little lazy or has money, they can determine what they want and ignore the quality of life for the animal. That's our end goal. This is number 6 of 10 videos, and the book you can download from the webpage. In the discussion graphic in the book, in the first graphic, students will make statements about the main topic they chose earlier. So earlier in a different video, you chose a main topic and you made an outline. And the sample of this graphic is in the book, and though there are three statements, you might have more people. You might not like the statements. You want to change the statements. But they should be very precise statements about the story and about the idea you want to argue. Is aesthetics good or bad? Or is, the breeds? We talked about the questions before. And so now you have laws to discuss. The graphic will give you things that I chose. Maybe you don't like them. Change them. Challenge them. But we're going to start working on statements and rebuttals. Okay? And that's what the first sample. There are 3 graphics in the book. Three graphics. And this is the first one. This is important because though you are a team, the debate will be individual arguments. You have to make one statement followed by 3 minutes of whatever solution or whatever support that you can find. Coordination of all the information is crucial to this goal. So if you have 5 people, this person, and this person, and this person, and this person, and this person, they all have different arguments for the same statement. Remember, we had categories before. Choose those categories. Find one argument for each category. That will help you. So everything is changeable. What you started in the beginning, the answers you gave for the questions, everything is changeable. But if you are note-taking, I don't want to hear, I think. You want to say, this person said, I read this, I heard this. Okay? I think is not what we want here. This is not just thinking. This is not opinions. We want to start forming our opinions from real facts. And later we will, in another video later, we will write the facts for and against, and then we will practice back and forth. But right now, we want to have this first graphic. So the question is requesting traits that inhibit health in a pet abuse of privilege or a right of ownership in society? Okay, let me do one more time. Think carefully. Is requesting traits that inhibit, that create good health, that create bad health, poor health, health issues. So you want a pug nose. You want a really short nose. It's not normal to the breed, but you breed it in. And is that an abuse of privilege because you have money to have somebody do it? Or is it the right of ownership of society? I'm an owner, so I can add whatever I want. The pet doesn't really care. Is my pet healthy? I don't care. I have money to go to the doctor. So the answer would be, I think, and we do think because this is discussion, I think owning, or you can just say like this. Okay, let's do this quickly. You don't have to put I think, you can put owning. Owning is a privilege. Privilege is part of our vocabulary, and any special breeding is. So we take the I think out. We take the I think out because you want your, not thinking, you want your opinion. Owning is a privilege. Maybe. I choose not to have a pet. I can have a pet, that's a privilege. But owning is a choice. Owning is a privilege. Owning is a fill in the blank and finish the sentence. Okay? Add 3 more. Okay? This is your answer plus 3. It's 4. Okay? Privilege is one of the key ideas. And if you want to put it in the blank, that's fine. Privilege is a key idea and general enough to use for discussion. Understanding the idea of privilege and how we use it today allows the development of the topic from the past to the present. So, privilege is, how do you define privilege? It's a really good idea. Well, privilege is what? It's a choice. It's only for rich people. Okay? How do we use privilege today? What does it mean? In the story, it used privilege. Is it the same as today? When developing an argument, ideas need to transcend time, as the idea may be the same. Privilege hasn't changed a lot. It transcends time. It's not limited. Transcend means it's not limited to time. But the object may have changed. So now we have privilege and we have aesthetics. Before, owning a pet, that is not for privileged people. That's for many people. Many people have a pet. Pet fish doesn't cost a lot of money. You can have pet dog, but specially bred dog costs a lot of money. And so, maybe that's for privilege. So, research and find answers. Answers to that question. This is a really good question. And your answer, owning is a great answer. 3, support ideas. And 2 ideas to change or move your information forward and ask another person. Okay? So, in this statement, we're also going to look at an rebuttal or an opposing view. Remember, we want to disagree. We want to be disagreeable a little bit. Okay? Disagree is our kind of common idea. Agreeing is easy. Disagreeing takes a lot of thinking, takes a lot of understanding what we want to do. So make a graphic to help this process. It's in your book. A sample has been started, and fill in the rest with your team. Don't do this as an individual. You can, if you are online, not face to face, then get together with your partners, your team, get online and have this discussion and fill in the rest. You can do it. Everybody has a pen and paper, and you can you can share your screen, and if you are face to face, meet during the week or meet sometime and work this through. So in the first row of the graph, you find key talking points. Okay? This defines privilege and allows for explanation of the idea. Those are key talking points. This answers the question, why do we require special traits that are harmful? Why do we do that? Answer the question why. It's very important. In the second, the opposing team will state their point as against. So you have an opposition. If you only have 5 people, you need like a 2 plus 2, and the third one will kind of join one team. So you have 4 and against. You want to develop those, get together in your teams and create that. In the third row, the first team will refute the against point and add more support. Adding support. Everybody should have support. Get on the internet, research. You can use your phone, you can use your computer. It's so easy. And I think if you use the URL, there will be more links to this story. It is not so hard. Actually, it is very difficult. Research. So if you have 3, and you should have, if your team has 5, you need to make 2 more. You want your graph to have 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You want your graph on a blank sheet of paper, assigning 1 team member to each point. Now, in the graph in the book, you will see there's a statement. You want to have 5 statements. 5 statements, 1 for each team member, or 4 statements, whatever team member, you want 1 for each, and then you work through opposing. So, the first point to work with is already given for you. You can change it. Remember, change is okay. As long as you have 1 point for each team member, that's okay. Now, in your discussion graph, you also have precise directions, researching material efficient. Material efficient means that if you, in each statement, have a keyword, and in that Greek keyword, you will find more information. That's material efficient, so that is fast. Efficiency means quick to find. And so if you have keywords, don't search for lots of words, just keywords. And then when you're searching, you can find things quickly. You don't get a headache, it's much faster, and you'll really like it. So here is what's in the book. This is the graph. Choosing what is aesthetic to me. Choosing what I like. You know, I like a big nose, a pink red nose. Okay, I like a pink nose. Okay? The owner. I'm the owner is more important than pet health. So I don't care about my pet's health as long as I'm happy. Now you might disagree with that. And you say, I disagree. And that's why we put these here. We want to put statements here that have controversy, that people will disagree with. Happiness is defined as having more money or having the best of everything. Now, maybe that's not true for you. Yeah? That's part of this pet privilege. Without privilege, there is no value in pet ownership. Now, you want to make statements that are controversial, that people will disagree with, because in the green there, you see Team B responds against this argument. So you say, choosing what's aesthetic to me is more important than pet health? And your answer is, I disagree. Why do you disagree? Bring some support. Bring some support. This is what is important. Why is it important? Where do you find that information? Maybe it's in the story already. Read the story again. But that's what you want to do. And then, after you say, well, this is important, then Team A will say, well, I don't think that's really true. I heard, I read, I know. Try not to use I think, and build your support. So you want to do that, okay? 1, 2, and then 1, 2. Try to make at least 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Try to do that. That's what we want in this idea. So this week, you have made a graphic to connect your arguments. You added more information to communicate your arguments through rebuttals. And rebuttal is opposition, opposing. That's what the graph is about. A says this, B is opposing. And so they say, I disagree. And then B says, I don't agree with that. And you've been practiced thinking for the debate. You want to start speaking differently. I think. You don't want to hear I think. That's a bad word, think. That's a discussion word. Discussion is about thinking. Debate is about knowing and having solid support. So, you want to say things, I read, I heard, I know, you said, okay? So you can, when you rebut and Team B says something and you take notes, and you say, you said this. Take notes so that you can really say what they said. Because most of us don't have that good of a memory. And if you have a little stress already, then your memory is even shorter. So write it down. And then you can say, you said this in your argument, but I disagree. Support, support, support. That's what we want. Okay? Do you feel ready? Probably not. But we're getting closer. You're starting to think different, and that's number one. We'll see you in video 7 for some new ideas.